Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and I want to welcome you to ProfessorBlackmore.com, where our goal is to empower results through real productivity. And I'd like to ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And today, I want to talk to you about what has been called no cash bail or low cash bail ideologies that are beginning to be implemented in cities and counties across the United States that are resulting in a rise in crime. And if you've been following my channel, you might remember at least two recent events that I've covered that have resulted from unfortunate, tragic crimes carried out by individuals who had committed numerous crimes in the past and were released into the public on low bail or no bail, and they later committed horrific murders. Now, one of these cases was the case in Wisconsin involving Darrell Brooks Jr., who had a lengthy rap sheet, but he had been released on $1,000 bail, and he thereafter took his automobile and ran straight through a Christmas parade, murdering and injuring numerous individuals. And the other recent case in Los Angeles involved Sean Laval Smith, who also had a lengthy rap sheet, but has also been released on $1,000 bail, and he thereafter walked into a furniture store and stabbed a young UCLA grad student who had been working there by herself. And he walked right out of the back door as if nothing ever happened. And so I'll place a link for both of these prior cases that I've covered on my channel in the description section of this video below. But even more shocking are recent bold, murderous, deliberate shootings of law enforcement officials, including the recent Amber-style killing of two New York City police officers and the recent killing of a constable in Houston, Harris County, Texas, by an undocumented individual who was living illegally in this country. Let's take a closer look.
In Houston this weekend, the suspected illegal immigrant cop killer arrested yesterday in Mexico. Our senior correspondent Casey Stiegel, more on this live in Dallas. Casey.
Yeah, Trace, we keep peeling back the layers of the onion on this story as we've been following it all week. Houston police just wrapping a press conference a short time ago, and that is where we learned a little bit more about the lengthy criminal rap sheet for 51-year-old Oscar Rosales, who has been charged with capital murder. Authorities say he fled the scene after shooting and killing a Harris County constable last weekend. He was arrested yesterday in Mexico and was quickly extradited. During his first court appearance late last night, it was revealed the suspect was already on felony probation relating to an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge in 1995 in Houston. Immigration and Customs Enforcement also confirming to Fox News that the accused gunman is not a U.S. citizen and he did enter the country illegally, but they're not sure when or where. Listen to the police chief.
No one can speak to sheer just evilness. Evilness. How can a human being do that to another human being, especially somebody who's serving? And it's just hard to accept. But right now, justice is going to be served.
Local news outlets report the man may have been in the country for more than 20 years, working in the area as a mechanic. Meantime, 47-year-old Corporal Charles Galloway, one of 25 law enforcement officers who've already lost their lives this year in the line of duty. According to the Officer Down Memorial page, 6 of those involved violence of some sort. Houston, by the way, has recorded 38 murders in the first few weeks of this year. That is more than New York City's 20 homicides and 26 there in Los Angeles.
Trace. A lot of cities up in double digits. Yeah. Casey Stiegel live for us down in Texas.
Now, both of these individuals had prior felony criminal records, and you'll see these soft on crime, so-called bail reform policies being implemented in various jurisdictions by soft on crime district attorneys. And you'll see the resulting rise in crime that comes along with it. And believe it or not, at this very moment, there is fresh reporting of another shooting of 3 police officers in Houston, Texas. And you'll want to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified when I provide an update on this case. Now, sometimes you'll hear people refer to no bail, and this can be a little bit confusing when you hear people then refer to the term such as no cash bail or cashless bail systems, and they're not the same thing. So let me distinguish what I mean when I say no bail, which really means that a person is not eligible for bail, as opposed to the no cash bail or cashless bail systems that many soft on crime prosecutors like George Gascon in Los Angeles are trying to implement. A no cash bail system is a system where bail is not even a question that is addressed at the arraignment because the offender is just released without even have to post any amount of bail. Now, this is the system that has been voted into law in New York. So there's no public safety aspect whatsoever because the question of whether the person is even eligible for bail seems to be completely bypassed in such a system, and the person is released without having to post any amount of bail. Now, all other states have declined to go this far, so judges in those jurisdictions still have, in my opinion, a duty to determine if a person is eligible to receive bail. And if not, the determination of no bail should be made in that particular case because the person is a threat to public safety and should not be eligible to receive bail at all. But this is not stopping soft on crime DAs in certain cities from attempting to implement what I call an internal no cash bail or cashless bail system within that jurisdiction. For example, in Los Angeles, the voters have voted on the issue of whether they want to have a no cash bail system like the one in New York, and the voters in Los Angeles, California have said no thank you. But the DA has gone around the voters and created an internal no cash bail system. So he goes into court at the time of the arraignment and requests that the judge set bail at $0 or some other low amount. And when you see this $0, that is what we mean when we say no cash bail, or some other low amount like $1,000, which is referred to as low cash bail. And so even if you have this going on, you would still hope that the judge would act in the interest of public safety, because if the voters have not voted for a no cash bail system, the issue of whether the offender is eligible for bail and the decision regarding the amount of bail is fully within the purview of that elected judge, who is hopefully acting in the interest of justice, but equally as important, in the interest of public safety of the citizens. And so even if the DA or prosecutor who is elected to act in the interest of public safety is not going to request bail that is high enough, or more importantly, to request that the court not afford bail at all in the interest of public safety, you would hope that the judge who is also elected to act in the interest of public safety will actually do so. And when you have a system whereby the prosecutors and the judges both refuse to act in the interest of public safety, you have a system where the citizens are left completely helpless, because as you can see, it creates an environment where criminality increases and escalates into more serious crimes being committed. And the citizens can't do anything about it. That is, until the next election. But in the meantime, they are left completely helpless. And let me warn you, you'll see this coming to a town near you. And when it does, you'll begin to feel the fear and helplessness that comes along with it. And so that's why I want to talk to you today about Houston City Council member Michael Kubosh, who has instituted a practice of filing grievances against judges who refuse to act in the interest of public safety. and he posts them on his Facebook page. So let's take a closer look.
You want to start filing grievances against the judges who do that. I got a feeling the judges aren't going to like that.
Well, you have to remember, I'm an elected official. I took an oath of office to protect and defend the citizens of this city and this county. And I have a duty. This all happened while I've been on council the last 8 years. And I'm not going to sit silent. It's easy to just sit and do nothing. But I've got courage. I'm going to stand up to these people, and I'm going to call them out. Why? Because our people are dying on the streets, and they're letting these criminals back out.
Right.
A judge must take the consideration of the criminal offenders' past criminal history. Many of these have had capital murders in other cities or in our own city.
And so Mr. Kubosh is doing something that nobody else is doing. He's standing up for the people, and he has filed grievances against these soft on crime judges to hopefully shame them into acting in the best interest of public safety of the citizens. So here is the latest grievance filed by Mr. Kubosh, and if you want to take a look at all of the grievances that he's filed thus far, you can find them on his Facebook page, and I'll place a link in the description section below. And so as you can see, as stated by Mr. Kubosh, that for those who disagree with what he is doing, he's only trying to uphold his obligation as an elected official to try to do something to act in the interest of public safety or the safety of his constituents. What do you think about what the council member is doing? And do you have any ideas about how citizens can fight back against these criminal justice reform, no cash bail, and other low cash bail policies? If so, please let me know by leaving your comments in the comment section of this video. And until next time, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.